Thank you. It is indeed time for a draft champions matchup and what is set to be a great draft champions matchup. In the booth, I'm Brandon Gaudin with Charles Davis, and these guys should have a huge impact on the outcome of this game. They're ready to roll. We're ready to roll. Let's roll. It's the team of the 80s versus the team of the 90s. The Niners, the Cowboys, they're underway. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Yeah, some might have returned that one. He won't. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start the drive from the 25. The play clock's running down. Now a play fake here on first down. Looking for Funchess, but it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
Brandon, when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach and talked about how they wanted to begin this game offensively, they talked about their script, didn't they? 10 to 15 plays, the first 10 to 15 they had on their script. Nowhere on the script was there throwing an interception, I have to believe.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. Fresh set of downs here. So the first carry of the game under the belt for Emmitt Smith. And of course in his career over 18,000 rushing yards, the all-time leader.
He can probably rest easy for a while about people chasing that number down. He's going to stay at the top because everyone's flinging it around instead of running it. We're going to need a real running back renaissance and an emphasis on the ground game to put that record in jeopardy. Is anyone even close right now?
Frank Gore about 6,000 away, and then AP 7,000 away still.
Wow, that's a lot of yards to make up. I think Emmitt Smith feels pretty good about the number he posted. 18,355 yards.
Offense trying to avoid stalling out, facing a 3rd and 10. Now Breeze on 3rd down. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You got to find your tight end in that situation.
They're running now with Smith. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
When Leonard Williams was picked in the 2015 NFL Draft, I compared him to Merlin Olsen, and I got a lot of grief about it. Did you just see that play there? Did you see how he made that move and made that tackle? That was Merlin Olsen-esque.
Yeah, I just perked up when you said Merlin Olsen.
Yeah, a lot of people said
in a double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Thomas Davis. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, they thought they were going to break the tie. The defense had other plans. They were already in field goal range, but boom, an interception.
I don't know if this was a case of being a little bit too greedy with the opportunity to put points on the board, but give credit to the guys on the defensive side. Hung in there, battled, and made a key play.
They'll run it for the first time with Williams. Give him 3. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
They'll need to get the play off quickly. They run it again with Williams. And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team Defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. And when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
He goes underneath the Freeman. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. And they're on 3rd and short. They just tried to spread the field. It worked.
And I think that the spreading of the field, the extra receivers, has really become the next in the evolutionary chain in the NFL. Go all the way back in that situation, you're handed to the fullback, right? As we evolve, maybe you pitch it to the tailback. Now you spread the field, and you have your choices of where to throw it and complete it for a first down.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down. So nothing there. I don't know if that's all in the backfield. You got to look at blocking there, don't you?
I would agree with that totally. At some point, they have to win at the point of attack. Instead, it was the defense getting it done again and holding them to no gain. Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. Doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Here we go, baby.
Following the penalty, it's Williams. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
Hey, got tight left. Hey, we go rally.
Play clock winding down. They'll run it now out of the gun. Legs still churning.
Like a giant pinball.
And he'll cut it out. There he goes, left side. And they do finally get him at the 12. Sitting alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, as it is Cowboy football to begin quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. And here comes play number 6 on this drive.
Hey, we go rally. Check. Rally. Presto.
Cardinal on 1st down. Swings it out to the flat for Freeman. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on...
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Julius Thomas, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Cowboys have taken the lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
And a play here for a touchdown. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be taken in at the 1. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, 49ers. Nick Novak on now for the extra point. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior. Big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, your runners, anything that you have possible to get in front
2nd and 9.
And that's the type of play that'll fire up a defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all, or if they'll abandon it now after getting only one on that play.
Flagging now is called. Over the middle, it's Thomas. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that can line up anywhere, in the slot, wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
There he was in the slot for the catch. 2nd down and a little ways to go here. 2nd and 13. Time running out here on the play clock. Now Carr pulling on 2nd down. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down. An extra DB for the 49ers now on 3rd. Brief break in the action here. Back to the booth. This. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. On 3rd and long, it's Carr. Over the middle, open is Thomas. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4. They'll go for it. It's Carr. He's going to flip off his running back. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down.
We always talk about big-time players make big-time plays in big-time moments. I think that fourth down qualified. That was a heck of a throw.
Going for his running back, and he's got him complete. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. And now they're in the hurry-up.
Not only did we just see back-to-back nice gains, but we're also seeing the confidence rise, not just for the guy who caught it, but the guy throwing it as well.
At least getting these back-to-back catches here out of the backfield, that can set something up downfield in the later sequence, right?
A lot of the time, it starts to draw the defense closer to the line of scrimmage. So to your point, show this swing pass, show this check down. Maybe later on, he even went deep and he catch him close to the spot.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive.
4 down.
Now Carr again. He's got Wilson, middle of the field. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. It'll be a gain of 4. And it'll be 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say, I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first.
Hey, boys, go, baby, alert! Alert, here we go! Zebra! Zebra! Check 50. Zebra! Zebra!
Now here's a sneak, maybe they can run a little time. And he will have the first down at about the 21-yard line.
For those vertically challenged quarterbacks.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. They come out 5 wide. 3 of them to the right side. Now this time Carl throws. And this is incomplete. He was looking for the connection with Devin Funchess. That'll bring up 2nd down. And that was incomplete, but I don't know how much of that falls on the quarterback. He was pressured.
Brandon, the rush showed up so fast, the quarterback had no chance to get the ball downfield.
They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Now Carr. This is So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. A long drive here. Play 12 coming up for the offense.
Hey. All right, here we go.
From the gun, it's Carr. Being chased out left. And he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. Derek Carr with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Cowboys are in for 6. And he's able to put it through. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Breeze wants the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. Well, they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And where the ball is now, you got the field goal pretty much in the bag. Now do you try for the end zone a couple of times?
I don't think there's any question about it. You might get a gift of 6 points rather than the 3 that you just noted that you feel like you already have. Be aggressive, go after it, and try and get those points.
So after a fumble recovery, it's Carr. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read that's picked up. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
They'll run it here with Smith. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. Thank you, LR. Appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of the coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Offense still needing 10 yards, second down. On second down, here's Breeze. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one, and they're into a fresh set of downs.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players. Some have moved up to football. That's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination. Guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
A big play there for the Niners. 41 yards on the ground. And the NFL's all-time leading rusher, Emmitt Smith, really solid game there. Although during his day, he wasn't necessarily known for the huge chunk yardage plays, was he?
That's for sure, because when you think of them, you don't think of long dashing runs. You think of these shorter burst-type runs to accumulate those 18,355 yards. But don't get fooled. When he got into the open field, he could break a big one.
They've got tight left. Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Key him. Key the tight end. Ready. Yellow lady. 4 down. 4 down. Ready. What's that?
On the carry, here's Smith. Stays on his feet. Down right around the 25. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave him with still about 8 or 9 to go on third down.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up the play action and throw the football. You control the clock because then you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
Here's Breeze to throw. And Robinson with a big catch. 23 yards on the play.
Gotta love the catch. I think you gotta love the gloves as well.
Yeah, these one-handed catches, that was great, and they're fun. They become a little more ho-hum right there.
I know that sounds like they're taking credit.
Looking for Funches, but it's intercepted. It's Shrek Thompson here in the pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. And last time, one play interception, so this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play call, because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action.
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in it, and let him fling another one.
Hey, guys, I got 15. 15, come on, I'm taking it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup that leads to a new set of downs.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, it's almost a tendency breaker.
And the play clock's running down. They stick to the ground game on first down. It's Williams. And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. They'll need to get the play off quickly. Hard to throw on second down. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll make it third down. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Cowboys with a football. They'll be looking to tack onto their lead as we get set for the fourth. So 3rd and 5, 3rd and medium here. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Carr. And he finds Julius Thomas. And he's brought down after a good game.
It fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even over a little, spin the end with a short run.
Now it's his carry. Here's Williams. And he's going to ball his way forward to the 48. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. And in this situation with a lead, fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
It's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take. Puts a little bit more pressure on the big offensive line.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to lose yardage here. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And they're going to face a 3rd down. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Here's Carter throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good. But when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion, as we just saw there, that's winning football.
Here's Brad Nordman now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep will they make is when they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Throwing on first down is Breeze. Flush to his right. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Robert Woods, the intended receiver that time. And that'll bring up second down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Back to the air on second down. It's Breeze. Eluding the pressure right. Time for a break. And his throw is incomplete. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. And the defense lines up looking for one final stop.
And they will be playing for the pass in this situation, not expecting any type of a run.
Back to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on fourth down.
3 down, 3 down. Ready, here we go.
Now Breeze got to have this one. Caught out left side by Robinson. That one good for 12 yards. And they're able to move the chains as they convert on fourth and long. Both sides were holding your breath there on that fourth down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try to keep people in front. And somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
This one complete to Devin Funchess. And they got 29 yards there. And that leads to a San Francisco first down. They got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them inbounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the field and not letting them throw an out route. Throw anything inside and I'll make the tackle. An out route, that's not the way you're supposed to play it.
Ready, you ready? Like 50, like 50, like 50.
He'll look to throw. Funchess with a catch over the middle. And he's brought down after a good game. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. He's back to throw. Flushed out right. This will be caught inside the 10. And he's brought down after a good game. Now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together.
Let's go. Ready.
Here we go now with Smith. And across the goal line into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. A great effort there in the final minute. And the 49ers are within an extra point of tying this thing out. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion.
21, 11, ready. 5. Here we go.
Breeze is going to throw. And they don't get it. They tried for the 2-point conversion there, but unsuccessful.
Since this new 2-point rule came into play, offenses have spent a lot more time working on it. That means the defenses are doing the exact same thing.
secure the football, and with it, they'll just about secure the victory as well. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
Double tight, guys, double tight.
I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that the team's expecting an onside kick. 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Here we go. Tight right,
They
tight
come
right.
up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end.
Wide, get wide. Zebra, check, zebra.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. So 2nd and 10 here.
Right end, right. We ready? Ready. We go rally. Underfoot.
They'll try and run down some clock with Williams. And he's going to... The 49ers going to take another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
They come out here in the eye. Now a handoff. Here's Williams. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Here's Brad Nortman now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Out on the field now, here come the 49ers. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds left, now you've got a decision. Are you in field goal range? Or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
Let's see how they handle it. They'll look to throw. And that one drops to the ground. Incomplete. Clock stops here just inside of 20 seconds. 19 left. So a 3rd and 10, and defensively, a going look. 6 DBs. Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. The Cowboys offense heading back out and ready to go again. The clock cannot be stopped here. Defense can't do anything. So kneel it down, take it home.
No doubt about it. It's what you practice for in winning situations each and every week. Victory formation. Take a knee and go on into the locker room and celebrate.
Call it a victory. Well, as always, partner, an extreme pleasure to share a booth with you. I have to say, I am impressed at your discipline because you came here and you said you were not going to eat any of the media buffet. You made it to the end. You didn't consume a single calorie.
I appreciate that. What you missed is me going to the concession stand outside of your eyesight and getting it done that way. Look, I mean, they were serving the good stuff. I had to do it.
Oh, man, but you're svelte, in good shape, but yeah, you cheated a little bit. We'll let it slide.
I appreciate that. Always a pleasure to work with you.
That'll do it from here for Charles Davis and all our crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching Draft Champions here on EA Sports. For more, head on over to easports.com. With that, we